Hey y'all, welcome back to the OG podcast. I missed y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. As you can see, we're in a new place. I moved last year, and so we are finally back. Today's episode is about bringing back the good old days. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself an old soul. However, some of the values that were instilled in the older generations that they lived by, I find myself missing them hoy en día, okay, in today's society. The societal norms have changed so much, and I feel like the culture now is really obsessed with normalizing this, and people have really become desensitized to um, what it feels like to be off the scale, off balance, like out of line. I feel like the lines are so blurred that out of line, that concept doesn't even exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everything now has transformed into do what makes you happy, do what works for you. Like there's no more mess ups in society. Like there's okay, well if someone is doing something that is just far extreme left, like oh well that's just what makes them happy, so everyone just has to conform to that. Like you only live once, and just making it to where if you speak out against things that are clearly wrong or clearly out of line, then you're tripping. And we're not dealing with no gaslighting in 2024. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So that's what we're gonna discuss today. A couple of examples of where this takes a toll, because I do think it's a negative thing, where it takes a toll in our everyday life. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you also for everyone who has subscribed and who is commenting and sharing and saving all the things. I love y'all the most. Okay. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Let's bring back the good old days. I'm happy that I was born in the 90s because I was able to get the last little taste of what the good old days were, because ever since then it's like unrecognizable. What do I mean? Um I miss the good old days when people were not stuck on social media all day. People actually got to go outside and touch grass. I miss the good old days when you went to a party or you went outside and no one recorded it and y'all just know y'all had a good time. Like it was one of them, if you had to be there moments versus, the feeling now when you go outside and it's like you kind of have to be ready. And for some of us, LOL, it comes more naturally. Like I go outside, I know it's gonna be a camera somewhere, and I have a seventh sense now for the camera. But is that fun? Not necessarily, because I want to have fun like we used to when we used to walk it out, do the Dougie, South Dallas swag, like going to the parties for the sake of having fun with your niggas. Versus now, everything is just like for show. It's only on camera, but it translates to real life, and real life is not fun anymore. I miss the good old days, more specifically when like the principles that people held themselves to, the standards were just a lot higher. Like I grew up, the person who I really tried to be like in life and who I really looked up to was Felicia Rashad. She was Claire Huxtable. She was a super dope. First of all, she was so beautiful to me, so poised, so elegant. She was a lawyer. That's why I became a lawyer. She spoke Spanish. I still remember that episode when they were talking about her in Spanish and she just started speaking Spanish. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be like that. And but she dressed modestly. She was a great wife. She was making her own money and also didn't devalue her husband. So I miss the good old days when alpha woman feminist movement didn't exist. I've never been a feminist, for the record. Please let it show. Never been on that train. I already knew from jump that whole alpha woman thing was a trick of the enemy, if we don't call a spade a spade. That like anything to cause divide in the gender, like war, you know what I'm saying? That's what that was. Feminize the men and masculinize the women. That's what that was. Anyway, so I miss the good old days when like women really played their role better. They played the hands that they were dealt with better. Do I wish like that we didn't have voting rights? Of course not. You know, nothing super extreme, but just the level of femininity from your grandmother versus the level of femininity today. It's such a crazy difference. And so I miss the days when people weren't walking outside in bonnets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell you, I hate bonnets so bad. I hate them so bad. And it's like, I don't care if you bedazzle them or what, you will nothing will make bonnets in public cute to me. I hate them so much I don't own one. I'm a scarf girl. And you know, like, I'm gonna tie my hair up in a scarf if I have to. Like, I have do rags too, because I mean, I grew up with brothers. I grew up with braids, you know, so do rag is more my speed, but bonnets, by all means. But bonnets in public is crazy. Your grandmother would not let you leave the house like that. The older women, they really were moving on the time of like, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be presentable and I'm gonna put my best foot forward, you know, like that's what I miss that's missing in like culture today. I feel like there's no shame, for lack of a better term. I feel like we need to bring back shame because there's no reason why people should feel comfortable going outside in the public, misbehaving, textbook misbehaving with no shame. You know, that's what I mean when I say desensitized. The culture now is like, oh, do whatever works for you, more power to you, you know, and it sounds real good. And that's why niggas get got with the okie doke. Like, it sound good. Oh yeah. Like, whatever you want. That's what you should feel good doing. But life is not about doing what feels good. Like, that should not be the determining factor in what you base your actions on. Does it feel good? So yeah, I feel like even Valentine's Day is coming up. For the record, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day because it's a pagan holiday. So I'm really trying to train myself to not desire celebrating Valentine's Day. However, I'm a work in progress. So anyway, Valentine's Day is coming up. Point to the story is like every holiday, not even just Valentine's Day, but every holiday, like I know what to expect. Y'all finna be butt naked on the internet in some red and black lingerie with whatever song is trending right now, shamelessly. Like, I miss the good old days when I didn't know what people's lingerie looked like. Like, I miss the good old days when I didn't know what you look like fresh out the shower. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like for Valentine's Day, for Christmas, for every holiday, all women be doing is get naked having a photo shoot. For your birthday, you naked having a photo shoot. It's like, if you don't get naked and have a photo shoot, did you even do the thing? That's what society is today. And as a model, I feel like it's, I was gonna say disgusting. I might as well say it. It said, I feel like it's disgusting because it's like you're not even modeling. Y'all be really called a spade a spade. Y'all be looking uncomfortable. Y'all picked a photographer. When you go on his page, all he does is take pictures of naked women. Red flag number one. Now you another person in his camera roll. Who knows what he doing with the pictures after the fact? Number two. And then it's like there's not even an artistic quality to the photos. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just naked. I can see if you want to take the nudity artistic route that I know somebody gonna try to make an argument for, but it don't even be that. Y'all be looking uncomfortable in them photos, but naked for the gram. And then with no shame, and then the comments will be gassing you up. I miss it when somebody would tell you, girl, if you don't go sit down. Don't do that. Don't act like that. That's not ladylike. It's not ladylike for you to be butt naked on the internet. That's not it. Felicia Rashad wouldn't do that. Like, and I understand that's my, person who I'm looking up to, but that standard of woman, that caliber of woman, we all want, speaking for women want the husband, the kids, the picket fence idea, but then y'all naked on the internet and mad when y'all get mistreated. Y'all want somebody to treat y'all like a trophy or treat y'all with so much value, but are devaluing yourself. you want someone to ignore what's in their face. Like, ma'am, I see your butt crack. I see your nipples. I see the intimate parts of you on display for free for the world. Okay. Whole culture is at an all-time high, and it's so insane that like people are getting praised for that. And not only are we getting praised for that, they LOL getting praised for that, but it's to the point where like your radar doesn't go off. It like it never is like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be da 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 da. You know, there's no shame. There's no shame. There's no shame. That's my point. Whole culture in general, I feel like is insane. And of course, it's funny because I always hear somebody in my head trying to say the counter argument. Of course, there were hoes back then. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's nothing new under the sun. But my point is, the freaks came out at night back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Today, hoes are around 24 hours a day. In the morning, after good morning, good afternoon, good night. You feel me? Or whatever Wayne said. Like people, it's like hoes were hoes back in the day, but they knew they had to hide it, conceal it. They were ashamed of that behavior, is my point. Or they just knew that it was wrong. They knew that it was not acceptable. But somehow we've turned something that is unacceptable to something that should be empowered, reinforced, you know what I'm saying, gassed up. Like, it is so crazy the way that the standard has been like inverted, perverted, whatever you want to call it. And then now, like, life is just so weird. Let's bring back shame. Like, and by shame, I'm not even saying passing judgment on somebody, but I feel like at the very least, I don't know, if it was me, I would want somebody to tell me that. And I say that, shout out to my brother Andrew. he 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 really is a good mirror for me personally, because he's like, Kiki, your skirt is too short. Kiki, you don't need to be, doing this. Kiki, like, yo, da 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 da. He probably wouldn't even like that I have this much skin showing, and it's in the back of my head. I'm like, let me make sure I'm wearing some pants, like, or something. But he's a good mirror for what is right, to where I wouldn't lose focus, because lose focus of like my moral compass, right versus wrong, black versus white. It could easily turn into a situation where I'm like, okay, well, because don't get me wrong, like, I've struggled with this. I love a mini skirt. I look good in a mini skirt. Okay. I don't be in the gym for nothing. Okay. The body be bodying. Okay. So it takes a certain level of restraint to not wear what looks good on me. Like, I struggle with that a lot. Well, I still do, but less now. I'm in my modesty era. I'm walking in my modesty era. And put it to you like that. But point is, I appreciate my brother for being someone to give me the uncomfortable truth, so that I have no choice but to self-reflect and edit. That's it. That's the example of the iron sharpens iron. That's the example of bringing back shame. He was allowing me to see the error in my ways via shame. Shame is not bad. Okay. Shame is not bad when used as a tool for your growth. Period. Like, and I feel like we just need more of it, because not only do we need more of it, but even as a person, it is really important to be strategic with who you get your feedback from. If I were to ask one of my friends, oh, should I wear this? They'd be like, oh yeah, girl, it look cute. Gassing me up to do the wrong thing. Excuse me, from good intentions, because I do look cute unbiasedly. However, that's not what is in alignment with where I'm trying to go. Um, so I would ask a friend, they would say yes. I would ask my brother, or I would ask somebody who has better aligned morals and da 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 da, and they would say no. So that's just a small caveat. It's really important to like be hyper aware of who it is that you get your feedback from. Make sure it's somebody that is like doing the right thing, even if you're not type of friend. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. But yeah, the lack of shame in our society today, it's alarming. I don't know. You got, again, the whole culture, people always naked. Even when it comes to relationships, like, you should be ashamed to cheat on somebody. Why? Because it's wrong. We are not ashamed to do wrong things. Instead, we are praised for having multiple women, or praised for, as a woman, oh yeah, women just cheat better. Like, that's not a flex. In a way, it is. Honestly, it is. However, it's not. It's not a flex. Like, yeah, you cheat better, but it's an integrity issue, is what I'm getting at. You should not feel good about having a lack of integrity. That's male or female. Like, cheating is not cool, but it's so normalized in the society that you can't even shame somebody for cheating now, because they're like, she cheated on me, I'm gonna cheat back. Like, where are the morals? Like, it's crazy. Um, Even something as small as like being a man or woman of your word, like, that is the number one way to piss me off. You want to make me mad? Tell me you're gonna do something and don't do it. Matter of fact, volunteer to do something and don't do it. Number one pet peeve in life right now. Like, back in the day, back when your granddaddy was alive, all they had was their word. Your word was bond. And people stood on their word. They said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be here on Tuesday. Okay, I'm gonna pay you $100 tomorrow. Okay, I'm a da 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 da. And then these men were men of their words, man. It was just a different time. And now somebody will look you dead in your face, tell you a bold faced lie, then gaslight you when you try to call them on it. Crazy times, scary hours. Like, and then not feel bad on the back end. Like, you don't even feel bad for moving weird. It is such a crazy time to be alive. Like, yeah, to the point where I'm kind of conflicted, because next to a man of God, a man of your word is like the second thing on my list, because it's so rare nowadays. Men will just talk. Yeah, they would just talk. Of course, women too, but it's the man of your word part. But like, anybody, people was, because I've dealt with it from the female's perspective too. It's like, girl, just shut up. Like, just don't tell me you finna come and do my hair. The hair appointments get canceled. It's like, ma'am, stand on business. Stand on literally your business. Like, do what you say you're gonna do. People don't. And like, they don't have no shame. They don't have no shame. It is such an out of body experience when it happens to you. Like, but then when you're the one to do it, it's like, it's like, I just, da 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 da. Like, whatever the excuse is, I don't believe in excuses, but whatever the excuse is, it's like, you don't even have the integrity to handle the situation like head on. My bad, I apologize. I said I was gonna do this, I didn't do it. Let me just fix the situation. Anyway, that's what I miss about the good old days. Like, I asked my granddad before he passed away, I was like, he owns a lot of land. Well, he owned a lot of land and horses, cattle, a lot. He just owned a lot of stuff. So I wanted to use a horse for a photo shoot, right? And so I called him up and I was like, hey, I have a photo shoot, da da da, can I use some horses? He's like, yeah. He cracked me up. And so I was like, okay, bet. He's like, yeah, just let me know you need it and you can have it. And like, not only did I have what he said I was going to have on the day and the time that I said I was going to have it, because he had one of his little runners to run it to me type vibe, because he the boss, LOL, but like, sent someone to meet me at the location with two horses. Like, not only a man of his word, but he just exceeds the expectations. And like, we love that. We love that. That's the granddad era. Okay. Today, you got men like just dropping the ball. I miss the good old days when like people feared the Lord for real. Okay? I feel like now people are so just YOLO, just fearless, just worshiping themselves, like, for real. And I think that's why we hear so much about narcissism, because everything is going into self. People don't fear the Lord enough for me. Like, actually fear God. Proverbs talks about that too. I'm reading Proverbs, obviously, but um, yeah, the fear of the Lord is what's gonna get you there, because you gotta feel like you're gonna answer to somebody. Right now, I feel like everybody's just like feeling like they are at the top of the totem pole. Nobody's really moving like there are consequences for their actions. Like, we not gonna have to meet God one day. Do y'all think about that, or is that just me? I think about that so much. Like, I think about it at least once a day. I'm gonna say daily, but like what that conversation is gonna be like with God when we're like, I presume, in the sky reviewing film on my life and what I did and didn't do and all the good and bad things I did. I think about that a lot, because it's scary. My number one fear in life is the I never knew you. God can't tell me he never knew me. Like, mind blown. Like, I just, what? People acting like we not gonna have to answer for the way we live our lives. And that's what's crazy for me. I'm like, bro, y'all too fearless for me. Like, I miss the good old days when people feared the Lord. Like, I'm not even saying at church every Sunday, but that would be cool too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I miss the days when simping was popular. Okay? Ain't too proud to beg was the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, Temptations, like walking walking to class singing, holding her books type vibe. Like, chivalry wasn't dead. It was praised. Men were praised, and the expectation was that they were going to show love no matter who was watching, and they wasn't worried about what they homeboys thought, and their homeboys weren't giving them any slack for real about falling in love and expressing that they love a woman, because that was always the goal. Get your girl and get out the game. When did life become so complicated? Now y'all be coming up with words like simp. Y'all just be coming up with stuff and then like moving based off of the ever changing societal norms. It's just an insatiable desire to fit into a culture that is not necessarily bring you to God, do anything for your best favor. Like, it's actually intentionally tearing you apart. And people are really seeking validation from like a societal construct that is created for your demise. Yeah, that's that. So yeah, I miss the days when men would like be romantic on purpose, not because you shot 3 different slugs on your Instagram story. He finally caught the hint and was like, "Girl, let me get this girl something so she could shut up." Like, they used to, they used to like wine and dine, but like on the regular, like writing love notes. Look, I miss the days when they used to have to get on a horse and come and ride over to your house and throw rocks at the window. Like, the intentionality in dating was different when you didn't have to just like swipe left, swipe right. Like, it was different. But not but also, I miss the days when women were not out here thotting like they are. I was talking to this old lady. I met an old lady randomly, and we were talking about relationships, and she was just saying, yeah, all of the I think she said the hoochies are the ones who ruined men and ruined the dating pool, because they were let it she this is her talking. She was like, they would let men live with them and let men eat all their food stamps, and just like just allow men to do the least and get the most, period. Like, I miss the days when women used to require more. hmm yeah, because now it's like, girl, if you get a good morning text, he's smashing the same day. Shame. Let's bring back shame. Ma'am, you should be shameful. 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 He did not do anything to earn the time of day. He did not do anything. He sent out a mass good morning beautiful text, and you fail to the wayside. Your morals gone. Like, if you had any to begin with. So, yeah, I just miss the days when when women knew what their power was for real. Like, women are very lost, and also playing into the propaganda of, I got to get a man or I'm not valuable. I got to get a man before a certain age. I got to have kids before a certain age. Let the record show that the study they did on what age you should have a child, it was strictly done with white people. And so the genetics of white people versus the genetics versus black people, we know black don't crack and white. All right. So, yeah, like, that's not accurate. You don't have to rush and have kids because you're 30 plus. Like, black women specifically, we have more time. That's all I'm saying. And so women are losing sight of how powerful they are because they're acting out of fear. Fear is not of God. Okay. So yeah, I just miss the days when women knew that they were the prize. And I miss the days when the men knew that women were the prize too. Like, on that, I will say, there are certain scenarios when technically the man is the prize. And yes, I will say it. There are certain scenarios when sometimes the man is the prize. However, well, let me give an example. If you are a woman working at as a cashier at Walmart, and then there is a six-figure earner who goes into Walmart to buy something, and then all of a sudden he wants to marry you, that man is the prize. He's the one who's gonna make it all happen. Yes, you have value as a woman and you can show your value over time, but in that isolated scenario, the man is the prize because he's the one with it all, you know? So I will say, in general, as a general rule, the woman is the prize, meaning the men should pursue. However, it be times when it really be the man, and like the woman, like, off, like, by default, I feel like it does women a disservice. It does the women who are not on their stuff a disservice to think that just because they're a woman they are the prize. Do with that information as you will, but that's how I feel. Like, just because you're a woman don't mean you're a prize, especially now. Like, there are more women than men, so it's like you got to add value. Otherwise, like, a man with money can pick whoever he wants. You have to be a prize to be a prize. So yeah, you gotta be a prize to be a prize. You have to look the part, dress the part, act the part, be the part. You have to be a prize to be a prize. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, the ones with ears to hear can hear it. The ones who get it. But yeah, I miss the days when women knew that they really were that girl and knew how to play the game. Play the game, meaning they knew how to get what they wanted without emasculating a man. I feel like that is really, if we could solve that as women, if we could solve that, how to not emasculate your man 101. Maybe that could be the next podcast. How to not emasculate your man 101. If we could really master that, I feel like we would just see such a dramatic change in the dating dynamics and people's just general, like, oh, dating is hard. It's really not hard. It's just you haven't done the work on yourself to know how to act. It's the way you act. It's the way you act that causes him to react. Men are very reactionary. Men seek women for their life energy. Like, women are the creators and men need a woman to bounce off of. They need our energy to, like, stay alive. That's why if you're mad, they're okay, because it's like, at least I got that emotion out of her. If you're happy, they get some out of that. If you tell them you love them, they get some of that. They just need a woman to validate their existence in life. the energy of it all is like the femininity of it all. Women were wearing dresses and women were, like very poised and just like Marilyn Monroe. Like Marilyn Monroe was like, she was a player, I ain't gonna lie. She played the game, but in a feminine way and got whatever she wanted. But she was still soft. She let men talk. She had a soft voice. Like women gotta get back to like working in the realm that they were created. I feel that. And men too. Like women are creators. Men are workers. That's what Adam was doing. Don't get mad at me. That's what Adam was doing. Okay. He was working. And Eve was a helper. She was a helpmate. So helpmate, subservient off top. And so if women can learn how not to emasculate the man, life will be good. I know even as a woman, it's like, oh, we didn't went through this, we didn't went through that, and the slavery and the da 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 and the no voting rights, and we black and we women and we I get it, obviously. I get it. At the same time, the narrative is old. The narrative is old. I really don't believe in excuses. They have been an excuse for long enough. Everything still is an internal thing. You have to heal. The responsibility of the victim is to heal. Women, we gotta heal. Men gotta heal too, but this one is for the women. Like, the faster you heal, the faster you will energetically attract exactly what you want. So, to the extent that we can attribute the issue to women, that's how women can solve it. Even back to the conversation about nudity and stuff, like the whole OnlyFans thing. Can we talk about that? Let's talk about that. Like, for it to be such a prevalent thing in society just says a lot. Like, you shouldn't be having sex on camera or borderline having sex on camera and selling it on the internet where it'll be forever, and your kids one day will have to see it, and then you're gonna have to talk to God about that when you get to him or get to the point of talking to him about it, okay, for him to decide if he's gonna let you go to heaven. Like, why is no one shameful of OnlyFans? Like, because you making money. That's the thing. Like, people do anything for $1. You should be like no one should be praising you for having an OnlyFans. And even if they were, like bells are not going off in your head. Like, bro, this is wrong. You can't be that broke, bro, for real. I mean, maybe you could, but like, not for real. Like, people just doing anything for $1 is crazy to me. Crazy to me. OnlyFans link in your bio is insane. Your grandmother would never, never, or even just the way people act in public. Like, can't take nobody nowhere. Just loud ghetto in public. Like, you should be ashamed, but you're not, because you're too busy being loud. Too busy being loud in the establishment for some reason. Some of y'all need to go to finishing school, and it shows. Okay, because the fact that you don't see the error in your ways when you just loud in public and ghetto, whatever you want to call it, in public, it's like time and the place, decorum is lacking. The fact that you can't see that is my point. Or even being drunk. Being drunk, actually drunk in public. And I know this might go on deaf ears because yeah, a lot of people are alcoholics nowadays. So I don't drink for real. So it might strike a chord. But like, being drunk in public is not cute. Like, throwing up in public, not cute. Like, sloppy, just, not cute. Sloppy, stumbling over your words, stumbling over your feet, can't get up, like, can't remember what you was doing yesterday. Like, nothing about that is cute, and you should be ashamed. Yeah, like, one night stands, sex before marriage. No, like, it shouldn't be a thing. Players mess up, but like, it shouldn't be a thing. Like girls like to act like, oh yeah, like I'm a girl. I don't have no feelings. I don't like girl. Just be a girl. Just be a girl. I'm just a girl. Like just be a girl. Girls try to move like men nowadays, and the men was never moving right from jump. It's like, how you look. Um, Overall, 2024, I kind of wanted to talk about things that I've seen a lot that are not okay, and that people are acting like are okay. Period. Uh, Moving forward, if I gotta be the one to talk about how this is actually not okay and how you niggas tripping, then so be it. That's why we are here. Welcome to the podcast. We're gonna keep it 1,000 every time. If I miss anything, feel free to leave something in the comments. What is something that you are tired of seeing in 2024? You know what I'm saying? Like that it's shameful and people are missing it. Oh yeah, one more thing. The whole clout chasing thing. I feel like y'all should really be ashamed of that too. And I feel like, I can't even say in the good old days it didn't happen, but the way y'all like really chase clout, I just feel like it's at an all time high and it's insane the way people will do anything for a viral moment. Like like you will jump into a river with some sharks. You will hop off the Empire State Building. You will set yourself on fire. You will, you know what I'm saying? Like go to Dubai and get pooped on. Like people will literally do anything for the clout of the moment. And that is one thing I wish that we could just go back to the good old days for that one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, honestly, I feel a lot better. Got that off my chest. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, one thing about me when it comes to the hard stuff that no one's trying to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it every time. At the end of the day, I know I'm not the only one that missed the good old days. Let's all do our part to just start the momentum of like doing what makes sense again. We gotta make life great again because the way it's headed, I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. But yeah, if you watched this far, thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Episode 5. Stay tuned for episode 6. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it. You know the vibes. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys again, and see you on the next one.